Speaking of superstar type talent, our
Whoa.
next guest joining us now. We're doing the hot change, not even a break. We're going
Boom.
straight to it. Calais Campbell, there he is.
What's
Calais
going
Campbell,
on,
welcome
fellas? How
back.
we
How are
doing?
you, man?
What's up, big
Oh
guy?
man, I'm
Doing
blessed.
great.
Highly favored.
Hey, what kind of memories do you have this week? You know, it's easy to forget that you were on that Cardinals team the last time the Super Bowl was in Tampa, rookie year, Arizona Cardinals, Pittsburgh Steelers. When you get ready for the Super Bowl, what's the big memory that comes back to you from that experience?
Oh man, I mean that game was such a fun time. The whole week really leading up to it, and I was young. I really couldn't appreciate it the way I would now, but I did enjoy it. The old guys on the team made sure us young guys understood how big of a moment that was. But the memory still is always was that toe down. Was Centennial Holmes get his toe down or not? And obviously, you got to deal with whatever they called it. But part of me is like, I still don't think that toe was down.
I don't know either. I'm not sure either way. All right, so we're on that conversation too. I mean, you hit on the Cardinals. Yeah, you played for Bruce Arians too. And, I mean, he looks like he's a lot of fun. Just give us, like Mike said, your thoughts. What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you talk about Bruce?
Yeah, I mean, he's a great coach, a player's coach. He's one of those guys who will come in and, you're going to work hard, but you're going to have a good time along the way. And, he's a great eye for talent. And then bringing in, Tom Brady. I remember talking back this offseason with one of my best friends who's a big football fan. And you were talking about where Tom Brady was going to land. And I'm like, man, if he doesn't go to Tampa Bay, I'd be very surprised because Tampa Bay, they have the coaching, they have the players, the weapons. I mean, you can't really miss. And he was big on him going to the Chargers, which I guess was always a possibility as well. But it's kind of cool to see Tom Brady do what Tom Brady does. And, I didn't know he was going to be in the Super Bowl. I knew there was always a chance, but wow, man,
Right.
This guy's spectacular.
You went from Arizona to Jacksonville, then Jacksonville to Baltimore last off season. What was the biggest difference between playing for the Ravens and playing for the Jaguars?
This year was a unique year, and so it kind of took away some of the natural, the thing I like about being in Baltimore, I feel like the locker room, you got a mix of old vets and young guys with talent who love the game of football, and you can tell that there's a standard of just hanging out outside the locker room that I kind of missed this year because of COVID. I think the cool thing about Baltimore is just the standard of excellence that they set forth. And I mean that's nothing against because Jacksonville was a great place. I love my time in Jacksonville. The Duval fans showed me all kinds of love. I have nothing but respect. And my time in Jacksonville was great. In both places. Honestly, just play the game of football anywhere you play it at is definitely a dream come true. And I'm honored every time I get to suit up and play a game of football.
Yeah, I mean, I know you love the sport. I want to piggyback off that question a little bit because there does seem to be that aura in Baltimore of this, this just tough culture, personalities, all of that. Like, who do you give credit for? Their ability to get guys like that? Or is it John Harbaugh, a great, motivator? Who gets the credit for that culture there in Baltimore?
Yeah, it's kind of funny when you think about like the defense,
Right.
and just that toughness. It really is. That's what as a player, you always try to establish a standard of excellence, and then you want it to be passed down. And to me, like in Jacksonville, that was what I was trying to establish. Is like, all right, there's a way we're doing things. Where we're gonna go out there and sacrifice for one another. Play with extreme effort, and you kind of see that mentality. And then I get to Baltimore, and you're like, wow, this is on the backs of the Ray Lewis's, the Tony Saragusa's, just the guys who that started and paved the way and won that 2000 championship, and just carried on. You see that it's kind of you have a lot of guys who've been here for a long time, like Jimmy Smith, who play with the greats and tell you like, yo, this is the way things are done around here, and Pernell McPhee. And so I think it's just a standard of the people that are here that have been here for a long time that kind of show you the way of doing things in Baltimore.
You guys had some extreme adversity with the COVID outbreak in late November, the losses that kind of knocked the team off balance, but you really turned it around going into December. What was the spark? What was the thing that really put the Ravens on that track where they just kept winning and winning and winning every week?
Well, back against the wall, need to win to get in. You know, I mean, we had some success early, then we had just a rough patch, and then we came out knowing that, all right, for us to get to the playoffs, we got to win. You know, we got to win it all. And so there was no tomorrow. You know, the playoffs started early, and you know, we did what we had to do to get in. And you know, it just seems like, you know, I feel like the divisional round. You know, I feel like you know, we should have won that game, but we didn't. You know, they did. The Buffalo did enough to win it. You know, they made the plays. You know, we didn't. But you know, there's no. You know, you don't want to make excuses. You know, it's one of those things where even though you feel like we could have been the better, you know, we were the better team and we could have won that ball game. You know, we didn't. They beat us. You know, and hats off to them. You know, and it gives motivation for next year. You know, but as we know, this game, you know, it's always changed. You know, you don't even know who's going to be here next year. So, you know, it's just how it goes. But, you know, I feel like the front office, they do a really good job bringing in the right people. And I'm confident we're going to have a team that's going to be competitive next year and have a chance to win it all, especially with Lamar at the helm.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, it seems like you guys got a lot of pieces in place. All right, I want to do something like personal to you because I'm sick of this. I've been fighting this good fight for a long time. Like defensive ends like you never get the credit they deserve. There's never enough all-pros, Hall of Fame appearances because you don't have sacks. I've been a fan. I need you to back me in this. In a stat called F up the play, right? Okay? You know what I mean, right? Because how many times have I watched you in your career take a double team on and throw one guy away, and now the running back's got to go somewhere else and somebody else gets to tackle, but you ruin the play. I mean, don't you think something needs to be done with guys like you and Richard Seymour? Can you get behind me on this?
Oh, most definitely, man. I'm hoping Richard Seymour gets into the Hall of Fame this year. You know, I mean, he's a guy, you know, who kind of, you know, he paved the way for his big guys who just mess stuff up. I mean, we call FSU, you know, and just mess stuff up.
Oh,
you know,
FSU. I like that.
Yeah,
I'm going to
you know,
use that.
Yeah. And so, but that's how it goes. I mean, to me, like, I don't care about actually making the stat. I just want to make sure the play is affected and we win the ball game, we get off the field. So, you know, I'm always cool with my linebacker making plays or the guy next to me making plays. You know, it's just about, you know, setting a new line of scrimmage and just wreaking havoc in the backfield.
Yeah, we're going to take care of that. We're going to get you the credit you deserve.
Yeah, I still like F the play up. I still like F the play up better than mess stuff up. But at least mess stuff up is something that can be used in mixed company. Yeah. Hey, you caught my attention, Calais, talking about the divisional round game against the Bills, because I think some people would listen to what you said and say, it was 17-3. Come on, it wasn't close. But, I mean, you watch that game closely, it did feel like you guys were giving it to Buffalo. And you know, what from the sidelines, from the field, what gave you the sense that you guys maybe were the better team that day, or at least potentially in position to emerge victorious?
Yeah, you know, I feel like, you know, obviously the game didn't go the way we wanted to. And, you know, you look at 17-3 and it's like, wow, you know, that's a 14-point loss. That's a blowout in the NFL. But you think about, you know, just when you look at the flow of the game, I mean, it was 3-3 at halftime. And, you know, really, you know, it was a really windy day, and there was, you know, a lot of things that can be factors. But, you know, we drove the ball and didn't get points, you know, when we were in position to get points 3 times, you know, in that first half. And on defense, we really only have given one drive when they got to the red zone that first half. And then that first drive coming out of halftime, and they drove the field and scored a touchdown, you know, and it was like, you know, one play here, one play there. That would have changed the whole ball game. But, you know, I think, you know, 2 drives that we really that we gave up, you know, that, you know, we let them make a play, which play here, play there, we wish we could have back. But it seems like, you know, it's just one of those days where what could go wrong went wrong. You know, the ball didn't bounce your way. You know, it just wasn't your day. It wasn't meant to be.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. It was 10-3, and you guys had the ball at the 7-yard line going into score. I mean, it was a lot closer than the final score looked. All right, we've asked you about, you know, Bruce Arians, the Cardinals, all that. I got to ask you about, you know, the other guy playing this weekend. You've had experience, Mahomes. Just give us the Patrick Mahomes experience. What stands out, you know, about him when you play against him?
Oh yeah, man. I mean, he's you know, to me, he's just such an incredible talent. You know, he beats you with his mind as well. You know, he understands all the pre-snap. You know where your weaknesses are going to be. You try to disguise, but you know he's real good at seeing it. And his hard count is ridiculous, so it's really hard to disguise.
Right.
You know, and then even when you have the perfect play drawn up, and you beat your man clean or you come scot-free, he just drifts and finds a way to buy time for his guy to get open, puts the ball right on the money. I mean, he's definitely an incredible talent, and he has the playmakers around him that lets him use his talent to the highest level. So, I love going against him because, I love competing against the best. It brings the best out of me, but he's definitely, there's a reason why he's always in the big game.
Calais, the AFC Championship game threw some water on this talk, but going into that game, I was hearing from a lot of people around the NFL, as was Chris, that maybe the gap between Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen isn't that great. You played both of them. How big of a gap is there between those two quarterbacks right now?
I mean, Josh Allen is a great quarterback. I think he has great potential. He's young, but he's talented, but I think Patrick Mahomes there's a difference. There's a gap there still, and maybe Josh should close it as he continues to develop and grow as a player. But Patrick Mahomes is a whole different level. I mean, he's up there, on Tom Brady level, in my opinion. And that's Tom Brady in his prime, even though Tom Brady's always in his prime. He doesn't really fight.
Yeah.
He doesn't lose his prime.
No, we got you. We got you. You're right. Mahomes is special. That's certainly. I mean, I have no problem calling him the best player in football right now. I want to ask you one fun question. I think I've asked you this before, but it doesn't get old because you're one of the biggest humans I've ever seen in my life. All right. At what age? All right. Well, I want to know, when did you know you were freakishly bigger than the rest of the kids?
Well, I've been 6'8" since I was 15. But that kind of gives me I've always been like intimidating. People turn around, they see me, they look up, and they're like, just naturally scared. So I've always kind of tried to be a really nice guy. But it was always in my nature anyway. Just want to help people and stuff. And so it's kind of cool. Just this last year being the Walter Payton Man of the Year. And just, represent it, from here with Nationwide and what the NFL has done with that award and making it so prestigious. I just got to say, man, this has been an incredible ride, man, and more motivated than ever to try to do good things in the community. And being a big guy, I feel like that's like a natural thing. Like, you have to want to go out there and make your presence felt every time, whatever you're doing. And so just as well as doing stuff in the community on the football field. And so, with the Walter Payton Man of the Year award, man, that was a great joy of mine this last year representing the NFL. And I got to give a shout out to Nationwide, man, because they've done a great job. So I'm going to do this one time for y'all. Nationwide is on your side.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Well done. Hey, Calais, the thing that I like most about the Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year award is that patch that only the guys who've won it get to have. What did it mean to you to have that patch on your jersey this year?
I mean, everything. I feel like it's the most prestigious award in sport, and for me, like, it represents, not only what you do on the field, but what you do off the field. And, you think about the people who wear the patch. I mean, this year you only had J.J. Watt, Larry Fitzgerald, Drew Brees, and myself. Like, that's a crazy group of people to be around, and so, it felt good to be in that, exclusive, group of people, but honestly, it motivated me to want to live up to that standard each and every day.
Last one for you. If you were 6'8" when you were 15, how tall did 15-year-old Calais Campbell think he was going to be? Because you must have thought you were going to be 7'5".
It's kind of funny because I remember growing and I was like 13. I was probably like 6 feet already. And my dad and the doctors were probably like, I think you're going to stop growing. Don't expect to be too tall because, that's what happened with him, So I was thinking maybe 6'2", 6'3". And then, I started hitting my head on doorways and realized I was a little taller than that. So here I am, 6'8". But when I got 6'8", I didn't expect to grow anymore, So, I didn't even realize I was 6'8" until after a while.
All right, well, it's great stuff, Calais. Congratulations again on being the defending Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year, and congrats on all your success. We look forward to talking to you again real soon.
Always a pleasure, man. Thanks for having me.
See you, Calais.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.